Today on CJ Off-Road, we're going to be installing this ARB 4x4 front stubby bumper onto the front of my 2018 JL Wrangler. So ARB 4x4 decided to come out with their new stubby bumper for the 2018-19 JL Wrangler. I've got to say I'm a huge fan of ARB 4x4 accessories, everything from their air lockers all the way to the suspension kits and their front bumpers. The stubby bumper on the JL Wrangler is of no exception. This thing is built to the highest standard, and honestly, to get it out of the packaging, I had to fight with it because it was packaged so well. Absolutely no damage, and you're not going to have to worry when it comes to your door that it's going to be pre-damaged on the ARB side. Now, this bumper features a bull bar as well as a 1/4 inch plate steel construction and some beefy 3/4 inch shackle mounts which are welded right into the bumper and mount right to the frame. Obviously the bumper is installed now, but we're going to take you through the steps to get this installed on your JL. Okay guys, the bumper's already pulled off of my 2018 JL. We're going to show you a short clip now on how to get yours done too. There's a total of 8 push pins that you have to remove. There's 6 along the back edge of the bumper and then 2 that you can see here. Use a flathead screwdriver to pull the inside section out. Then go underneath, grab the whole thing. Before you can remove the filler plate completely, there's going to be 2 6mm sockets on either side. They're going to be inside the fender well here, all the way up at the front. Simply remove those using a 6mm socket. Now you can remove the filler plate. There are going to be 4 bolts on either side of the Jeep that connect the bumper to the frame. There's 2 on the inside of the frame rail and 2 on the outside. Let's get them removed. After you have all 4 of the bolts removed on the passenger side, repeat the same process on the driver's side and then you can move on. Before you can remove the bumper, make sure to disconnect the wiring harness here. This is powering both of your fog lights. Just push on that tab right here, pull it apart, and you're good to go. There are 2 8mm sockets right underneath here on this plastic skid plate that have to be removed before you can pull the bumper off. There's another one on the passenger side right here. Now you can remove the front bumper. Now that the bumper's off, you're ready to begin. As you can see, everything has been completely removed. The bumper, all the support brackets, and everything that came stock. You won't really be reusing any of it, even the LED fog lights. You can't really use them after you put this bumper in, so we're just gonna set that stuff aside because we're not gonna use it now. Before we've done this, we actually did install a worn winch, so make sure if you're installing a winch, do that ahead of time. We didn't show you that process because there's a ton of different winch options that you can use. We used a worn 9.5 CTI synthetic. So now we're gonna go ahead and grab a friend, set this into place and get it bolted down. Good, you got room. Just go drop them down through. You good? So as you can see, there's not really any assembly that it takes to get this bumper on. The only thing you're gonna need to do is use these pre-installed bolts. Now they do have a lock washer as well as a regular washer on them. It's pressed on there, so you can't lose anything. You're gonna take 8 of these, go through the back and thread them in. Now I like to get them all loosely started. That way you have a little bit of room to adjust the bumper as needed. Just go back behind there, 4 on each side, get these on and then we'll get them tightened up. Okay guys, so what we did is we tightened down all 8 bolts and now we've got a pretty much finished product here. The ARB bumper looks great and we were able to fit my worn 9.5 CTI S in there with only a little bit of leverage on the inside. Now if you've got a worn Xeon 10S or bigger, you're going to chop a little bit of the frame horn off, and in the instructions it gives you a super detailed way to do that. Luckily for this winch and a lot of the other smaller ones, you will not need to cut anything. It'll be a simple bolt in, and there are a lot of different adjustments on the inside there if you've got an offset winch where you can make sure it's located in the right section. After that, I decided to put on the Factor 55 Pro Link in the front with just one of these nice billet Haas fair leads. The one thing that I do really like with the ARB kit is that it includes pretty much everything that you need to add on some accessories. Now I'm gonna start with right over here. You can see that they include light mounts. So these will simply bolt on into place. There's included hardware that goes onto there, and there's a left and right side. So it's designed specifically for this bumper, and with any sort of light in mind. You can throw an ARB driving light on there or anything else of your choice. One of the next things is that it does include both a roller fairlead as well as a Haas fairlead license plate mount. So these two little holes, there's actually a whole assembly here with rubber bushings that you can put together. So this bracket would sit almost just exactly like this. It will obviously sit behind the Haas fairlead, but then you're able to mount a license plate on front there. If you do live in a state or an area where you're required to have a front license plate or a vanity plate, you can go ahead and do that. Now, unfortunately for me, I run the Pro Link, so it kind of protrudes a little bit far. I'm not gonna be able to run a plate, but still gives you that option if you've got a Haas or a roller fairlead to be able to run a license plate up front. And one of the nicest features of this bumper is the bull bar up top as well as the clearance you're added on the bottom. Now the bull bar up here is to protect your grille as well as to be able to mount some lights up top there. And the recessed winch mount is going to allow your airflow to get into your radiator and keep your engine running cool. Up front, you got some 3/4 inch plate steel D-rings that mount right to the frame, as well as some high lift jack points where they include a little cover here so they're not exposed out in the elements and can rust after you use that high lift. Overall, I am extremely impressed by this ARB front stubby bumper. I'm really glad we went with this one on our JL. It really accents it and sits the winch in there perfectly. I can't wait to start adding on some lights and other accessories. Now, if you want to find this ARB stubby front bumper as well as a whole range of great ARB products, be sure to check us out at cjponyparts.com. Hope you enjoyed that video. To stay up to date on our CJ Off-Road videos, make sure to subscribe up top here, and for any other installs, make sure to click the link right above.